Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker. Undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey. Cross continent to the Michael J. Fox studios, it's Scotty of Sirius XM Liquid Metal. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils, well, break the streak like glass.
There you go.
4-3. I cannot take credit for that headline. It's all Scotty. I just type it in.
It's actually an old 18 Vision song as well, Broke Like Glass, but, you know, and Crowbar as well, like Broken Glass. But either way, that's
Heart of
neither
Glass?
here nor there.
Heart of Glass?
Listen, it's, you know, we don't have to worry about all that. Where we got the ideas from, whatever. They're just out there. We're just, you know, grabbing them and putting them here.
All right, so I thought of it, not Scotty.
Yeah.
So congratulate me.
Yeah. Well, we should have added Connor Brown in there because he done had himself a hell of a game, and it wasn't pretty at times, Sam Woo. But at this point, when you're on a 5-game losing streak, a dub is a dub, and you take it, you put it in your back pocket, and you move on feeling good because you know what? You got yourself a win, and you got out of that streak. It broke like glass, Sam Woo. Like glass. But we're going to talk to Sam and you as well. Instagram, Facebook, X, and of course, the almighty YouTube chat. I see everyone there. Pounding. That's right, Ted. Stop the bleeding. They're like Jesse the Body Ventura in Predator. I ain't got time to bleed. That's right, Michael Hay. It's amazing what happens when you get some scoring from your bottom six. And you have more than one line that is difficult to play against. But it's okay. It's okay. They weren't going to win. We weren't going to lose them all. They weren't going to win them all. I don't know if you remember, but we started the season 8-0-1. Now we hit a little 5-game rut. It happens. It happens. It's okay. The team got back into the W column today, and now we have to make a streak going the other way and start getting some more points on the board. Because no matter what, even though after this 5-game, you know, a little hiatus from the top, the Devils are only a couple points out of the playoffs here. It's not like they're dead and buried and the season is lost. No. They're only a couple points out, as is everyone in the Metro Division. So just so you're aware, this is probably going to happen a couple times throughout the season where teams are going to bounce in and out. It's going to be nerve-wracking for us, but it's going to make a hell of a playoff chase. That's for damn sure. But don't be surprised. This is what's going to happen. The team goes on a 4 or 5-game losing streak. They're going to be bottom of the division. So you got to cut them off and make sure you get back on the winning side like they did today. Let's talk about this game. And really, it was that third line of Grits, Brown, and Mr. Cody Glass who stole this game for the Devils because there were some good things, but there were also some bad things. Some more defensive miscues. A penalty kill that led up 3 power play goals today. And they scored 0 on the power play. What were they? 0 for 3. Sends 3 for 3. So we still have some issues. But they definitely gutted it out in that third period. And played, you know, you could tell that they had the tie there, but that they were pushing for that victory. I mean, you got to when you're on a 5-game losing streak. Listen, at some point, it's going to snap the other way. Some of the games, we know the Devils definitely deserve to lose. But, there was like 2 of them in that streak there where it was like, oh, that was close. The old 1-0 there in Florida. Or maybe one of them. But still. So, the Sens get on the board really early with Drake Batherson, coming from Kachuk and Sanderson. Sorry. I have the old dyslexia there. Sometimes these things get screwed up if you're wondering why I screw up so many words over there. But $1:36 into the game. I believe I think this was their first shot on goal. Ugh. Power play goal. What was that? A delay? No, who had the delay game penalty? It was, no, it was Nason for high sticking. And then Ottawa took the delay game, right? Puck over to Glass like 10 seconds after they scored, which put the Devils on the power play, but you know that nothing happened. So we got 1-0 there to the Sens, and then wait, was that then we had the goal waved off? Was that before Mr. Nemitz scored or after? I can't remember now off the top of my head, but either way, Batherson. It was interesting because he scored again, but they reviewed it for goaltender interference, which this is one of those ones where if you're a Sens fan, you friggin' hate. And if you're a Devils fan, you're like, it's the letter of the law. So was it who? I can't remember who it was kind of like tripped over Markstrom's goal stick. And yeah, I mean, it's goaltender interference. Was there a lot that was done? No, but also drag the stick that way. Drag your arm that way. You got to put him out of position. So, goal gets disallowed. Then I think Shimon Nemitz, Shimon on it, gets his 7th goal of the year. The stud young defenseman who obviously his name has come up in quite a few trade rumors recently, continues to increase his worth. Which to me seems maybe you shouldn't have to include as much if you're talking about a trade for one Quinn Hughes. In the sense of what Vancouver is rumored to be asking for, Nico Hischier. We know that's not happening. We got an Andre Palat for you, though. He almost got an empty net goal today. I mean, did you see Dawson Mercer trying to feed him at the end of the game? He's like, we'll get your value up, buddy. Don't you worry about it. Nemitz, though. Big slapper. Coming from Grits and Connor Brown at 5:09 of the first period. So a response from the Devils. I know what every fan was thinking because I was thinking the same thing. Here we go again. It's going to be a 6-pack of L's. But no, the guy who has really carried a lot of just about all of it, the offensive side of our defense. Shimon Nemitz, 7 goals, big blast. Put it by Olmark. Love seeing it. Might be traded soon for one Quinn Hughes, which would be, Nemitz is playing very well. Don't really, it's hard to see those homegrowns going. But if he's going to go for Quinn, that's kind of a nice swap right there. Defense for defense. Quinn, I think Quinn's got like 20-some points. He's only got 2 goals. So everyone who's complaining about Luke, I think he's got like 20 assists. Well, Luke's got what, 15? Luke's got 1 goal. I know Quinn's got 2. So, but either way, Shimon Nemitz, 5:09 of the first, a response there. No, we are not going to lay down and just let this game get away. Again, Later on in that period, the Sens go back on the power play, and yes, Tim Stützle goes and scores on the power play. Damn it to hell! And every Devils fan is like, "I knew it! I knew it! How could they fool me again? How can I let this happen?" It's okay. I was right there with you. 12:59. Stützle gets his 12th on the power play from Tkachuk again. Dylan Cousins, man, that Brady Tkachuk would look good on this team. Has anyone mentioned that before? I don't know. Got power forward, that we're looking for. Has anyone ever thought of that before? It's an interesting concept. Someone should look into that. But then Connor Brown says, "I've had enough of this." And exactly 5 minutes later, at 17:59, well, he takes the puck from Cody Glass in the defense, and he just goes straight down the ice. And he's a one-man wrecking crew up the boards there. And he's able to go kind of like behind the goal, but then, he comes out and he passes straight across to Gritsuk, who's able to kind of like just shovel it on home. Great individual effort right there from Connor Brown, getting his 5th assist of the year. Cody Glass gets his 1st. That is Brown's, that's his 2nd point of the game. He's going to end up with 3 assists on the night. Cody Glass, Grits. That's Grits' 2nd assist of the game, because Connor and Grits were both on the Nemitz goal. So the Devils take a shot, but like we saw earlier in the season, they were able to counterpunch that and stay in this game. Not get deflated. Not look, honestly, like they're tired, which when you play 8 games in like 12 days at the NHL level, you're going to get tired. But Grits, his 7th of the year, ties it up 2-2 right there at the end of the first period. 17:59 coming from Brown and Glass. So now we move into the second, and another Devil that we have talked about, we really need to see him get going, is one Paul Cotter. And we know he's got the golden mitts. And if you were going to fumble the ball at your blue line, that was a bad attempt at a lateral there by the Sens at their blue line. Lazy dump pass. And Paul Cotter was just like, "Thank you very much," as he was on the forecheck. And he's got all of his momentum already going into the zone. So it's a one-on-one right there with the goalie. And our man Paulie C has got the golden mitts. Not only on the turntables, but with that stick and puck. And did you catch the little flamingo there? Skate kicking out there in the back on his move? Woo, baby. Makes a move out to his backhand. Flamingo. Omar starts going to the side. 5-hole opens up. Right through the legs. Into the back of the net. Devils take the lead. Haven't been saying that very often the past few games. 3-2, 4:21 into the second period. A backhand shot. But lo and behold, another Senators power play is upon us. And Batherson gets what could have been a hat trick. He gets his second, because the other one in the first period got disallowed. But Batherson gets another power play goal, his 2nd of the game, 12th of the year, to tie it up at 10:35 of the second period. And now you're back to all those, what's going on? What's happening? Are we going to go to sleep now in the second half of this period and just blow the game? We've been hurt so much. We got some scars. A little wall built up. I get it. But these Devils said no more. Because about halfway through the third period, the third line, who we haven't been talking about Funny, five losses in a row. You don't hear a lot about the third line making an impact in the game. Well, they come through once again. Brown and Grits over to Cody Glass. Woo! Gets it just around Olmark. Stretched out leg there. But Cody Glass gets his 5th of the year when this team really needed that third line center the most. Or you could say third line in general. Cody Glass came through with the game winner that puts the Devils up 4-3. And we have to give a shout to Jonas Siegenthaler and Jacob Markstrom, who again had the, back and forth so-so type of game. Not all the goals are his, but he's just leaving those juicy, fat rebounds out everywhere. There were a couple of times where he was able to get that glove down and prevent the rebound from squirting away, but holy hell, he's just got to work on that rebound control right now. And that to me seems to be like the biggest thing with Markstrom is those secondary opportunities, and also the defense has to make sure that they're covering their men. Defense played a lot better today. Want to hear a little stat over here? Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, no, sorry, you're on the wrong side. Still not great, but 15 block shots are better than 9, especially at the end of the game. Who got the first big block shot? Connor Brown. Out at the point. Then, was it Giroux? Who was it? They passed it over to Brady Tkachuk. He was at the side of the goal. And it's Siegenthaler going down again to block the pass. It looked more like a pass back across. It could have been sort of a wrister, but it looked like Brady might have been trying to pass across to the other side. Siegenthaler goes down and he's going down into like his Superman, with the gloves together and everything down. He blocks that. And then the puck bounces right back on Brady Tkachuk's stick, and he just slings it real fast. And I don't know how it got through Siegs, like where it went through on his body. Like, I don't know. But it somehow found its way to Markstrom. And I don't know if Jacob Markstrom saw it or not, but thanks, sweet Ozzy. He stopped it. Because that was about, maybe like 4 or 5 seconds left. That happened and would have sent us into overtime. But no, today the Devils get the dub. Shots on goal, 14-9-9 for a total of 32. Sens, 10-10-18 for a total of 38. Face-off percentage, the Sens had the advantage here. 35 wins to the Devils 30. Power plays, we already talked about this. The Devils got the old everything bagel toasted with cream cheese. 0. Someone just scored for the Predators. Predators are playing the Avs. So yeah. 0 for 3, and of course the Sens 3 for 3. The hits, Devils only 15 tonight. Sens 22. Block shots, like we said, 15 to the Sens 11, which is another thing we've seen a lot of high shot block totals against the Devils in recent games. It looks like the Senators kind of got away from some of that other stuff that seemed to be working for previous teams. So only 11 block shots. The Sens, 16 giveaways. The Devils, 17 giveaways. But they win. They are back in that W column. The losing streak has broke like glass. And now we got to hear from you and the legend, the greatest hockey podcast producer who never takes a shift off, Sam by God Woo, who I know at points tonight was a little, much like me, was a little annoyed by the play. There were parts of this game where you were like, "Oh no, don't you do that. Don't start doing that again. You're going to ruin it." But they did pull it off in the end. So Sam, Let's hear from you, everyone. I'll start looking through these comments here. How you feeling?
You talking to me?
Yeah. You? What are you,
All
Robert De Niro on Taxi Driver?
Funny?
Funny how? No, that's Goodfellas, Joe Pesci.
Oh, I know. I'm just...
Oh, okay. You're just going with all the Scorsese movies? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know where to begin. Slow start. Devils recover.
Mm-hmm.
Markstrom needs to let pass 3 goals before he starts warming up. Before he's warmed up for the game. That's just been the story all season. Let up 3 and then I'll start. Then I'll show up. It's just weird. Absolutely weird, because he was phenomenal towards the end of the game to close the game. He was phenomenal. Lucky there at times, but phenomenal. He made some key saves like you want from your number 1 goaltender. He did that in the third period, but the first 2 periods, the first 2 goals were, I thought he could have done a lot better on the first 2 goals that went by him, Scotty. So.
Oh, was that one? I thought that goal was a goaltender interference. It was a kick?
No, they called it back.
Yeah, I know. But I see people say it was kicking. I will admit I was watching without, because I was, kind of at work. So I was watching without the volume on, so I didn't get the full thing on my phone while I was really, really paying attention to my work. That's what I was doing, Sam Woo. I was very, very much paying attention to my work.
So you took a union break and you went out for lunch for half an hour when that puck was kicked into the net. All right.
I didn't even see that. I thought it was because he tripped over Marky's stick. They were doing goaltender interference. All right, well, I suck.
Yeah. No, you don't suck, but just.
Well, thanks, Sam Woo.
That one sequence, and I put that in our group text, behind the net. I think Nemec was fighting for it, and then eventually Connor Brown got it. I think it was on the penalty kill. And you're behind the net. There's nobody in front of you. Just sling it down the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Sling it down the ice. Instead, there's a backward pass again. And then it gets to Dylan. Dylan's fighting for it. Eventually, he gets the puck. And then it's another, between the legs, backwards pass.
Yeah. Then
Ottawa has possession. Boom, boom. Ottawa scores. You got to keep it simple, guys. This is not rocket science here. It's a penalty kill. Throw it down the ice. Don't get too fancy. Reset. Get a line change. I believe that was in the second period, right? I think that was in the second period. It's a long change. Just get the puck down the ice. It's not hard. Use the boards. The boards are your friends. Once you use the boards, you clear it down, you just reset. There's no shame in that. I don't even get are you trying to create an offensive chance by, passing it back to your defenseman so he could do a nice breakout pass? I don't get it. There was no reason for Connor Brown to just to pass it.
But he made up for it tonight, at least.
Oh, he did. He did.
It seemed like they had these just kind of like blunder plays on the penalty kill. It seemed like some of the 5-on-5, the penalty kills were just bad. The 5-on-5 play, though, was at least more consistent. But, the penalty kills were just not good.
And that's not good, because that was the Devils' bread and butter beginning of the season, was that kill.
Yeah.
And once you don't have that kill, you can't weaponize it. You don't have an advantage. So
Max. Select is right there with you. Robert says just pin it against the boards if it's that bad. But Max over there, memo to the Devils PK. You can't get icing on the penalty kill.
Yeah. I'm sure Palat would have done better on that play. How many times did he fall down trying to score an empty netter? I mean, geez.
Oh man. Yeah, Dustin Mercer was like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like, let me get Palazzo's extra empty net goals, pad his stats a little bit. Don't put me in the package.
Yeah, let's prop up Palazzo's stats. That maybe Vancouver really wants him.
Oh man,
Palazzo suddenly on a 6-game goal streak, but all of them are empty netters.
Oh man. Well, apologies for my goofs tonight. Sorry, I'll have to put the I usually keep the what do they call it? The closed captions on when I have to watch at work. But sometimes when I watch on my phone, it gets in the way, so I just take them off. But I honest to God thought it was goaltender interference.
Hey, we do what we have to do. I mean, you know what we do at American Whiskey, the breakdown after a lot. I have to listen to Chico, so I have to rely. Luckily, Chico's good at describing plays, and same with Matt, because there's no way sometimes.
Oh, you mean yeah? Oh yeah. No, yeah. Sam basically listens to the radio call most of the time on those because he's working. That's the only way he can keep up with the game.
Yeah, or Frank telling me, "Hey, why are we down? Yeah. Why are we down again?"
Replay, come on, replay right now. Watch the replay. Yes, sometimes it gets difficult when we're doing those things, but Mark, I don't want to see Dawson's Creek go to the other side of the country or actually into a different country on the other side. Actually, it is on my side of the country, but not the Devils.
Yeah, but
I'm just all over it today.
Didn't we annex Vancouver a couple years ago?
We did.
It's Northwest Jersey. Now.
Northwest Jersey, yeah.
Northwest Jersey.
New Jersey. New Northwest Jersey. I can't remember what we had. Jersey City West. Oh man. But that was thank you, Max. It was 22-23 when we had next Canada.
And actually, except for Winnipeg. The
Peg the only one, I think? Right? That was the only one we lost.
And only because of scheduling. Second half of a back-to-back. They have to schedule,
that's right.
They have to schedule the Peg, and I think it was negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit that day.
Oh, man. Well, anything else you saw tonight stand out to you, Sam Woo? I mean, again, I love the hustle and the play of the third line.
Well, let's start with the third line. You had Glass and Brown kind of rush back from injury to get back into the lineup. Before they got hurt, they had that chemistry. And if there's for at least one game, that chemistry was back for one night. And I hope that Thursday against the Lightning that chemistry
will continue.
Yeah, because I'm giving these guys a pass because, remember, the press release, all of a sudden they're skating and all of a sudden they're back because the Devils literally had nobody at one point because everybody was hurt. So I'm thinking also Paul Cotter, and I was thinking of this, and Rachel actually said this kind of half jokingly, but half not. You got to play to Cotter's strengths. He's excellent in the shootouts. Maybe he should hang high a little bit more while he's on the fourth line and maybe cherry pick a few just to stretch the ice a little bit because one-on-one with the goaltender, he's freaking good.
He's deadly.
He's deadly. And he created that play all on his own, getting that turnover in the neutral zone. I mean, that if you want to talk about unassisted, that was unassisted. That was all Paul Cotter. Taking advantage of the mistake.
And that was. Yeah. By the way, I think I forgot to mention that was an unassisted goal for Paul Cotter.
Yeah. And you're talking, and when he went one-on-one on Ullmark, I mean, Ullmark is an above-average goaltender in the National Hockey League. This is not like some guy that's a scrub. So Paul Cotter, one-on-one with the goalie, I would hope that the Devils start. Maybe he can just pinch up a little bit more, or I don't know. I've been thinking about that for a while. It's like he's so confident, and smooth when he goes against a goaltender one-on-one like that. Just the way he does it, and it's just why don't we utilize him, his strengths? But you gotta compensate, in case defensively if he doesn't get back in time because he's hanging a little bit high.
Well, yeah, you don't see him get caught very much at a position like that. So I think that would be, that'd be a good idea for him, maybe to just start doing a little something more with that fourth line. Try to get some production out of it. But yeah, the third line really came out swinging tonight. Brown and Glass look good. I've always liked Grits being on that third line because I feel like he can really take advantage, not having to play against the other team's best players.
Yep.
As he still gets acclimated to the NHL and playing with two, guys that have been around for a little bit. Brown more than Glass, obviously, but they know what they're doing. So someone to give him a little bit of that structure. We know that Dodonov was originally supposed to be, and I don't know how much they're communicating now with him injured and everything like that. But obviously without Dodonov around the ice, that's probably a big culture shock for Grits, even though he seems to be doing just fine. If you want to follow him on social media, he's been quite the gas over there on the socials.
Yeah, or what happened with Dodonov is they found out, hey, we actually really never needed a translator. We had Sergei Brylin that could have done it. Why did we sign this guy? We could have saved on the cap for this big trade that's supposed to be happening.
Maybe that's why Sarge is behind the bench right now. This year. No, I mean, hey, that's a good point too. Maybe Sarge has really been helping him out as well, which is fan-friggin-tastic because hey. There's a I can't even say, you gotta say like he's like an essential Devil. He really is, man.
Yeah. And just think about this. It was the young kids that don't know any better that got this thing started. Nemec, scoring that goal. I was talking about this on Sunday and definitely on the Morning Woo about getting shots on goal. They got it off a lot quicker. They weren't hesitating or waiting for the perfect shot or pinpoint accuracy. No, they just threw it on net. And what happens is it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable, and it keeps the goalie and the defense off balance. They did a great job tonight doing that. Some of the shots went wide, but who cares? You're getting it off in a split second. Over time, it's just going to throw off the timing of the goaltender, and you look more unpredictable. And plus there was traffic up front tonight. I don't know if you noticed that because in the games that they got shut out, somebody pointed out that, and it's right, that only Timo Meier was creating traffic for those two games that they got shut out. But buzz around the goaltender, distract the goaltender, make the goaltender, think and second guess themselves. When you have that unpredictability, you could do a lot with that puck. I just thought that just a couple times, I thought the Devils were making way too many passes when they could have just shot, put the puck. I think Jesper Bratt specifically, I think there was a couple times where he could have put the puck on the net and he decided to pass. It's like, Jesper, you need goals. Forget about the assists. We need goals. We need you to have that shoot first mentality, because once you have that shoot first mentality, now you're dangerous, because now if they're expecting the shot, you've got creativity and you can pass it when Jack comes back or whoever's on your line. It just seems like Bratt's always passing, and it's too predictable at this point.
Agreed. So they gotta switch that up, and they gotta keep doing things. I see a lot of chatter going on about the rumored trades that may or may not be happening. I see Max and Robert and Lawrence and Insane Pollock and Corbin. So, yeah, if you were unaware, Mark, what's up, Mark? The rumor trade, out there is potentially for one Quinn Hughes. We've heard Mr. Shimon Nemitz's name mentioned. We've heard we've heard a couple different names that Vancouver is said to be looking for in this package. One of them being Nico Hischier, which is just like, come on, guys. And if you believe all the, rumors and gossip and everything like that, apparently Rutherford is asking that because the other teams that got involved, Philadelphia, where we know his former coach, Rick Tocchet, is now, and Detroit, where we know the family's got ties, he's got Michigan ties, all that sort of good stuff. And he's doing the same thing. He's asking for like the team's number one center, along with a like ready draft pick for NHL and a first round pick for a guy that's going to be a free agent after next year. Like, to me, if I'm Tom Fitzgerald, first off, I'm not giving you Nico Hischier. That's for damn sure. That's just no right off the bat. I can see the Nemitz because, you lose Nemitz, but you get Quinn. Okay. All right, cool. Is he the number one pick? Because, yes, Quinn is obviously proven like the number 2 defenseman in the league. Okay? So I can see that. But, I'm even struggling with the idea of giving up someone like Dawson Mercer. It seems they want like a center. We don't really have a lot of centers. Except for Nico and Jack, which we're not getting rid of.
Maybe Glenn Denning.
So,
do you think we can
Luke Glendening would be great. I hear Lamico might be available as well. He plays center. You can pencil him right in there. But I'm not sure how the teams are going to line up with that, because that seems to be the thing that keeps popping up in a lot of these talks, is that Vancouver is looking for a center. Maybe they need to get a third team in there. I don't know. That would even be something. But, nobody wants to go to Vancouver either. So here's the other side of it is Sam Woo knows this. Fitzy's got to make another move to free up money. If you just trade Nemitz and Dawson Mercer, you're trading your most reliable asset who never misses a game and someone who's in there. What does he have? Is he $4 million or $5 million?
I think he's 4.5. No,
Is he 4.5? Okay, I don't remember off the top of my head. That's not going to get it done for Quinn. Plus, when you get it will for a bit, but once you get Jack, Pesci, and Kovacevic back, no, like there's got to be other moves. The issue is anyone with any sort of like contract control, nobody wants to go to Vancouver. It's just like Calgary a few years ago when Kachuk everyone got out. It was just like, I got to get out of here. Vancouver seems to be the same way. Which means Fitz has got to cut another deal somewhere else as well, potentially, to make this happen. Is it worth it making all this? Because you're probably going to have to make some concessions here, because now you're not dealing at a power stance. You have to make a move to do something else. So you're going to end up giving more up than you want because you have to. Is that worth it, Sam Woo?
I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. What we do, Scotty, is we kind of report what's out there. Just because we're talking about, trade doesn't mean we have to like it. I think, really, there's two ways Fitzy can handle this situation. Number one, maybe he can call Rutherford's bluff. Maybe there are teams that have called but not really seriously inquired. Maybe call his
Or
bluff.
when you hear you have to include your first line center, they're just like, all right, see you later.
Yeah. Now, at the same time, it's a delicate situation because you do have two of the Hughes brothers on your team. Jack Hughes, I believe he's in his fourth year in his contract. Is he in his fourth year?
I could look it up. I can look it up. Let's play. We're going to do some GMing here.
Yeah.
So me, Sam, and everyone here on YouTube, because I can see already.
Hold on.
I can see this.
Let me get my
Dougie
armchair.
to the Leafs. Yeah. No. We're gonna try and work up some sort of way that we can make this happen without, having to sacrifice way too much in this deadline. So keep going, Samuel.
So as an armchair GM right now, if I was Tom Fitzgerald, I got David Blitzer in my ear. Hey, we could sell a lot. We should bring up that graphic.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Oh boy.
Hey Fitzy, we could sell a lot of tickets with this hype. We could suck ass and we're going a 5-game losing streak. But boy, we have the three Hughes brothers. He has his GM in his ear. He has to move mountains right now to cover his butt because he doesn't have cap space to make this deal. Unless he sacrifices Nico Hischier. That's just simply not going to happen. Unless there's major talk behind the scenes. Hey, he's not a good captain. Let's ship him. But that's not.
Well, I mean, we've heard. So that's. I don't agree with that assessment.
Yeah,
but
we're brainstorming right now. What Fitzy is going through. If I were Fitzy,
this could be one of the conspiracy theories right here.
If I were Fitzy, I'd play Rutherford right now and start working on other deals, just to hold them hostage. Because really, you want to regain that leverage back. Your guy wants out. We can wait, right? So maybe it would be interesting if Fitzy is looking at it this way, if he had the balls to do this, just string Rutherford along and then try to make a deal with your assets to get O'Reilly and a top 6 winger.
Okay. Where are you going to set? Now, I saw an interesting thing of try to trade Dougie to the Leafs. That might be interesting to him. I don't know what kind of deal you're going to be able to pull off with that because he does have a massive cap hit, but I would have to look. But that's probably a place where maybe he might waive his no trade clause to go to.
He could.
How about this from Dubs? There is no sacrifice. The only ones not on the table are the Hughes brothers and Big Mike. What has this team won with the core players we've had? A first round playoff round. That's it. That's true. That's I love it. Keep it coming. I love this.
The problem is a lot of these players have no movement clauses, so you're going to have to Well,
that's what I'm saying. You got to come up with good ideas. But I love this putting everything on the table here so we can think like big picture. Okay. I want to see all sides of it. But if you could, that was my point though. Like, Dougie to the Leafs, that would be something that maybe he would be interested in doing.
I got a wild idea.
But like, how could we make that happen? Because Dougie to the Canucks, Dougie doesn't want to go to. No one wants to go to Vancouver. They're tearing everything down. Like I said, it's just like Calgary, like 2 or 3 years ago, when everyone got the hell out. So he's going to say no. What you send him to Toronto? We joke around about the Maple Leafs, but that's a pretty big team to go ahead and play for.
I like what Nick Adams is saying. Quinn needs to go into full entitled crybaby mode. Say he isn't signing anymore, but the Devils' contract expires. That lowers the offers from all other teams. You know what? Naturally, it does. also think about this. How about
Dougie for Max Domi?
how about you
I like
do this? How about you do this,
Toughness.
Scotty? Just for fun, and I'm being, funny about this. How about you hire Lou Lamoriello as assistant GM and have him annoy the hell out of these players that have no movement clauses?
Special assignment.
Yeah, special assignment.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We've hired a consultant for this special assignment.
he may be 80 plus years old, but man, did he get the job done.
Do you really want to go to arbitration? Do you really want to go? Do you see who you're going to have to go against over here?
You ever hear the story of Vladimir Malakoff?
Scott Gomez.
Malakoff went skiing. His career was done after I found out.
Mr. Gomez, let me tell you why your kid doesn't deserve that money.
If he's going to have a big Amex bill, have the Rangers pay for it.
Oh, man. Well, I like that idea about, see, that's the thing is we got to be good to Dougie as well. If he's going to accept this trade, I mean, he knows, I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I think Dougie likes being in New Jersey. I think he likes playing on this team. I don't think he really wants to go anywhere. So if you're going to want him to take a move like that, you're going to have to put something on the table where it's like, hey, this is an enticing city. Now, to me, I feel like Nashville is that type of city that has that fun, that nightlife, whatever. Whether you're a country music fan or not, it's still a cool city to be in and be around. It's just very vibrant, and there's always things going on. But it's not overwhelming like a New York or Los Angeles or something like that. So, and the Preds are really big there.
Yeah.
So they are like celebrities around town. People know the Preds. So it's a cool thing. But yeah, Toronto, Nashville. I mean, I'm trying to think of people who are, looking to deal there.
You know what's interesting about this whole thing about Quinn Hughes, Scotty, is it's Jim Rutherford that's forcing the issue because he's got a problem. And you know how Fitzy's been throughout his whole GM career. He's very cautious. He's definitely not like Lou, where he would fire a coach, 5 games left of the season, even though they're still in first place with the winning record, right? But it seems like Rutherford is forcing Fitzy's hand to go all in this season when Fitzy is always like slow build, and trying not to make a mistake. But now his back is to the wall. It should be interesting. I think this is a pivotal moment in Tom Fitzgerald's Devils GM career. Because you got to think ownership wants this to be done. I no doubt in my mind it makes total sense from an owner's standpoint. Doesn't make sense for trying to win a Stanley Cup this year or whatever, but who knows? You could bring Quinn. It's a culture change. You get rid of a few of these so-called pillars. But is Tom Fitzgerald willing to pivot from what his core beliefs are about this team, about those pillars like Timo Meier and Jesper Bratt and Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes? Is he willing to make that change? He's at that crossroads right now, and I think it's kind of interesting how Jim Rutherford's kind of forcing him to go all in when he doesn't want to, but he has to because he's got everybody he's in near to do it, I would assume.
Yeah.
But if it was Lou Lamoriello, he wouldn't care what David Blitzer would say. He'd be like, fire me. What are you going to do, fire me?
Well, he did sign Kovalchuk to that ridiculous contract, which was all Vanderbeek.
Yeah,
saying,
that's true. And
sign him.
And Vanderbeek didn't have the money to pay.
Yeah. Because, Lou would have re-signed Zach instead for all that money. So
yeah.
Then it was gone. But either way, at some point, that. You know what that just proves? At some point, it's going to be the money that talks.
It's money's everything. How do you with the salary cap, the CBA, how everything is structured, it all becomes. I mean, you can make any trade scenario you want, but if the money doesn't work, the only thing, again, I've been saying this all along, Scotty, you're going to have to bring a third team in if you really want to make this work. Who's willing?
Yeah.
Who's willing to participate to help the Devils and Vancouver come to a resolution here? Vancouver wants to rebuild now. That's their timeline. Fitzy's timeline is on a different timeline. But like I said, it just seems like Rutherford's forcing his hand to get it go all in now. And again, that's what separates the great GMs from the average ones. Knowing when to pivot and make that ballsy move. If at all.
They got Tanev and Carlo. Tanev is a long term. Right now, the Leafs, they have $4 million in cap space, but they are projected to have 18. It says projected playoff cap space 18. But I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Some of these numbers are so confusing. I don't know. Maybe that is something they can look into. Where else if you were Dougie Hamilton, where would you want to go play, Sam Woo?
Buffalo.
Like
Doug Flutie. Eat some Dougie flakes.
Better question. If you were Andre Palat, where would you want to go play? Where would you say yes to?
Wherever the paycheck cashes.
I mean, it's going to cash anywhere right now. So, where would you want to go play? Come on, Andre. Where you want to go?
I would say anywhere on the East Coast, for the very reason that going home will be a lot easier. Because if you're on the West Coast, that's a long trip. So I remember Chara wanted to stay with the Boston Bruins just because that airport from Logan was a direct flight back to his home native country. So I would assume that Palat would probably want to stay in the East.
Maybe they could trade him to Florida
or Tampa,
and then he'll probably score 15 goals in the lead into the playoffs, and then score another 12 or something. Be the Conn Smythe. Seems about right.
Or leave Palat in the Tampa Bay Lightning locker room on Thursday. Yeah, Tony, can you take him with you? We'll work it out.
Dougie loves museums, so send him to Boston. Didn't Dougie start in Boston? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. Yeah, he was drafted 10th overall.
Yeah. He played a little bit with them though, right? Didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he went to
Calgary.
Then he went to and then Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, this is the stuff that Tom Fitzgerald needs to figure. And we've been talking about this since the frigging summer, Sam. Before the season even started, this is what we were talking about. Oh, well, he's got time to figure it out. Holy hell. The stuff we were talking about in June and July. Well, he's got to figure this out. I'm going to have to make some moves. Got these guys signed. Once they come back, we got some time, though. We got some time. Time's almost out. So he's got to figure this out. I think you're right, Sam. This might be like the defining moment for Tom Fitzgerald. Will he make the deal of deals, or will he fumble and get fired?
Ooh. I'm looking at this draft. Devils selected Adam Larson in the
For
same
what?
draft. In the, for,
Is Dougie?
Yeah, Dougie Hamilton was 10. I think Adam Larson was a 4th overall. Isn't that something?
Well, I will say this about Lars. He's had himself a solid NHL career. I mean,
Yes.
he's still playing. He's just not as flashy. But I mean, I think he's in Seattle, right? Isn't he playing on the top pairing in Seattle, or is it the second pairing? He's had himself a solid NHL career.
Yes.
But he didn't turn out to be the next coming of, Scott Niedermayer like we all thought he was going to be,
Hey, you know what? He brought us Taylor Hall.
Yeah, he brought us Taylor Hall, so.
And then somehow.
He's had a solid NHL career. Good for Lars.
Yeah.
He wasn't just like a flash in the pan type of just flop. He probably shouldn't have been a, number 4 overall pick, but he's had himself, solid NHL.
Well,
career.
David Conti, who was director of scouting for Lou Lamoriello, I don't know. He had some kind of Swedish fetish or something like that.
Thank you, Max. He is. Lars is number 1D there on Seattle.
But, you remember
The big
Tenenby, Berg Fors,
yeah.
Josephson, he just liked the Swedes for whatever reason.
Okay, so the Penguins have called about Quinn too? Good. Go for it. Let the Penguins overpay. What's Rutherford going to ask for? Crosby or Malkin? Which one? So, yeah. I mean, let them overpay. I'm totally cool with that.
Well, they're going to trade Erik Karlsson to Vancouver.
Well, you could put those two together. That would be. That's right, Max. Carlson and Quinn together on the same defensive pairing would be pretty nutty. Do you see? Which one do you guys think? I know we talked about it the other day, but seems more and more like Nashville might be a team to play ball. Are you looking at Stamkos or are you looking at O'Reilly?
O'Reilly.
Now, Stamkos seems to be out of his funk now. He's playing a lot better.
O'Reilly.
Okay.
Out of necessity. Think of what Cody Glass can do on the 4th line and how that changes the dynamics if you have O'Reilly on the 3rd line.
Okay. So I was going for someone to play with Jack. That's what I was thinking.
You could find somebody else.
You can find someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Big Shot. Our GM has been sitting on 2 moves for like the last 7 months that he hasn't been able to pull off here. So you're gonna make that other one too, huh?
Well, that's why we need Quinn to whine and complain, be like a crybaby. Maybe on the 14th at the Rock, crybaby night. Cry. Just like in a Christmas Story. Well, are you gonna cry?
I'm not completely non-sold on the idea of Stamkos. But it's a lot of money. But potentially, you could, if you could flip Dougie Hamilton down there, that would be something.
It would be something. I just don't, I don't know. I wonder if Palat would go down there just to reunite with Stamkos.
Well, damn it. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, that's what I wasn't thinking. if Stamkos comes up, he'll never leave, Sam Woo. He'll never leave if Stamkos comes up. All right, we got to go O'Reilly. Yeah, that's it. Leave Stamkos there. Hey, you want to go play with him? Look who's back, your buddy. Yes. This is the move. Sam Woo.
I gotta email Stitches. Where's that Palat jersey?
Yeah, what's going on there?
It's at the 6-week mark. I did my job. I paid.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I think you got scammed, Sam Woo. Was this a person that called you and asked you about or did you actually call the company yourself?
No.
Did they call you?
No.
Are you looking for hockey stitching, sir? Is your name Woo, Sam Woo?
No, I got the Stitches for the number from Shorts Guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When he gave it to you, did he like take it out of his pocket and it was on like a crumpled piece of paper where he had to like kind of undo everything, before he got to it?
Yeah, it was on Miss Cleo's business card, on the back. Call me now. I have in my head a prediction that Palat is going to leave your team.
We shall see.
I can tell you more for $5.99 a minute. Call me now. Anyway, Miss Cleo.
All right, Ted says no to Stamkos. Trotz is lost and that ship is... Yeah, it is.
Tom referencing my Scott Farkas reference. What, are you going to cry?
Trotz is Forsberg 8.5. I mean, with Dougie... I mean, yeah, start thinking outside the box for ideas like that. You never know who might get moved from these teams that are starting to... There are going to be a lot of them, well, at least not in the Metro, but there will always be some teams that start to fall off. And Vancouver is a team that I think, they want to fall off and get a better draft pick, and they realize that if they have Quinn Hughes, that's going to... it's going to stand in the way of that at times.
Insane Pollock. Right, bro. Sam bought his Palat jersey from Palat.
I think so, yeah. What is this, Dubs? From Elliot Friedman. I think I've already read this, but not only are the Devils trying to make deals to add, but if they can't make the salaries equal on the trades, they're looking for ways to move a player or two somewhere else into the dark depths of the AHL. Look out this week on You're Getting Waved.
Yeah,
and I have a no movement clause. No!
Or we could do something to frame them. Don't these contracts have like morality clauses? Oh, Dougie, I found you on OnlyFans. What's this all about?
I don't want to be mean to Dougie.
No.
I like Dougie.
All right, then Palat. What are you doing on OnlyFans?
Oh,
don't you make enough money?
Oh, poor Palat. Oh, man. Future considerations over here. Yeah, Elliot has been there's been a lot of Devils gossip out there, obviously, like we've been talking about. Not only the Quinn, but we have to make some other moves. Like we were just saying, everything that we were talking about back in July, still pending. Let's go. But you know what's not, Sam Woo?
What's that?
You know what's not pending anymore? Devils on a losing streak. Because right now it's 1 in a row, baby. We're back on the W side of things.
New week, new team.
That's right. 2 in a row, we're streaking the other way. And we don't have You know what? This team looked a little more a bit more energized as well tonight. I mean, could it be that they were just burnt the hell out? Thursday night,
the extra day
Tampa
rest
Bay.
helped.
Yeah, no, it definitely helped them. You can see that.
Yeah.
They didn't putter out after like the first period, but they only get a day off again. We got to fly. I'm sure they're probably already on the flight back, so they can sleep at home.
Marky,
And, go ahead.
Sorry, Marky got off the ice a lot more quickly than last week, where he was flopping around aimlessly.
Yeah, but don't forget this week again. It's another 4-game set because it's Tuesday, Thursday, then it's Saturday, Sunday, and they're both afternoon games. Oh, and one of them happens to be against, you guessed it, the Vancouver Canucks.
And we'll be there at American Whiskey.
We'll be here talking about it. Game Day Live, Devils After Dark, everything in between. Let's Go Devils podcast network has to offer. Hockey on Tap, State of the Fan address with Nick Villano, who's now our, he's Nick. I got the creds Villano. So he's got all the inside scoops. He's talking trades. We all are. Morning Woo. Woo! When you need your news breaking like glass, you got yourself a Morning Woo. See, Sam, when I start talking about all the different...
Oh, geez, yeah. Sorry.
Hey. See, that's
I was waiting for the cue.
That's the wrap-up.
Yeah. That went way
There you
over.
go.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you for all the feedback, the comments, likes, follows, subscribes, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitch, whatever the hell one I missed. Yeah, Devils win.
Yep, Devils win. Morning Woo tomorrow morning. And State of the Fan address. PucksandPitchforks.com, Editor-in-Chief Nick Villano, and I will be on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, dropping the podcast in 20 minutes. Devils win 4-3. Till next time, let's go Devils.